Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lena. I was just sketching loosely in my little yellow planner. It's like a color crush planner, ring bound, that I turned into some sort of an art journal by putting some watercolor mixed media paper in instead of the planner insert. And then I was sketching it up, and then I was thinking, oh, you know what, I should turn on the camera because I got something today that I'm very grateful for. And it reminded myself, because I was working in my other planner, you know, I had something I had to dot in, and then there was this little journaling spot saying grateful for. And honestly, I am so grateful for the 2 new subscribers that I have gotten. I mean, I have been stuck on 666 subscribers for a while, and I'm not big on numeric stuff, but it is uncomfortable to have 666 subscribers. So I woke up this morning, and then it has risen to 668, and those 2 new subscribers just made my day. So I'm very grateful for leaving the number 666. I was fearing that I had to be stuck on that for a while. And then you might think like, well, isn't that like over exaggerating things? And I was saying, no, not in my end, because I started this channel 7 years ago, and I have not yet reached 1,000 subscribers. So as you can imagine, there is a very slow growth going on at my channel, and sometimes it's so slow that I'm thinking, why do I even bother, you know? I remember like a couple of years ago, I wanted to open up the membership part of the YouTube studio, because I could see myself wanting to post more videos and give more things like backstage gossip and stuff like that, you know. But I just knew back then I would never reach it. And I remember back then I was sitting with a calculator, and then I was 46 when I started my YouTube channel, and I calculated how many subscriptions I have gotten in average per year, and then I came up with the number that when I turned 60 I would have reached 1,000 subscribers. And back then I laughed at it, you know, like, nah, that's impossible. But now I'm 53 and I still have not yet reached 1,000. So oh boy, every tiny growth is just appreciated from my end. So that's why I was afraid that I'm gonna be stuck on 666 for like month or something, you know. But okay, talk about something else. Well, this weekend we have had a lot of storms and snow, and like our whole country has been packed with snow, and suddenly it all melted down into water, and our gutters on our roof needed to be cleaned out, but there are still some traces of solid ice on our roof. So you know, my hubby, he's like, we just briefly talked about we need to clean the gutters of the roof, because all those storms have left a lot of debris and stuff in the gutters, and now where all this snow is melting, the gutters need to be clear to transport all the water, right? And the bad thing about my hubby, you know, like some of us are proud if we ride the same day that we saddle our horse, right? No, my hubby, he's like riding within the hour he saddled his horse. So the second that we were talking about it, I just knew, oh my God, in 15 minutes he's gonna stand behind me dressed up with jacket, shoes, and like, so are we going? And I was pleading to him, like, please, can we wait till our son come home, because then he could be the one helping him. And he was like, no, it has to be now, because tomorrow they promised rain, and also 2 days ahead. So his plan was, and it was actually rather genius, you got this high pressure washer, and then he wanted to put it on the hot water tap so he could high pressure wash the ice and clean the gutters at the same time. And then I really strongly did not want him to go on top of the roof. I mean, there was like still spots of ice up there, so I was like, you're not going up on the roof, because I don't know, it's just hazardous. So the plan was that he should stand at the ladder, and then I should, in my arms, raise up this machine, this high pressure. It's the size of a little luggage, you know. I should hold it in my arms so that the hose could reach, and then he would stand on the ladder and then sideways blow the rain gutters clean, you know. Okay, have you ever stand near to one of these high pressure things? Oh my god, they're so freaking loud. So we're standing in this awkward situation, and then suddenly he got like one hand on the ladder, and then on the other hand he's holding this device where all the high pressured water is coming out, and then he's yelling like really loud because he has to out yell the noise from this little noisy machine. He's like yelling, "Press the black button!" And I'm looking at the machine. I can't see anything. I can see a clear button that says go, and then I can see a red button says stop. And I'm looking at a black button. And he's like getting anxious, like, the black button. He's yelling really loud. And there's one thing you have to know about my hubby. He is not, you know, a yeller. He's like super calm. The 3 decades I've known him, I can count on one hand the times that I ever heard him raise his voice. And one of those times where we were sleeping and somebody broke into our house. But okay, that was a rabbit trail. He's yelling like freaking loud, and when you are with somebody who usually don't raise their voice like that, it just comes out a little bit comical, you know. So I had to chuckle, you know, not to laugh, because it just, I don't know, it's just funny. And he started yelling, "The black button!" And I know that my neighbors are out in the garden, and I'm thinking, oh my god, this is going to be a little bit embarrassing. And I'm yelling back, there is no goddamn black button on this thing. And then he's like trying to point with his head, because one hand is holding the ladder, right, and the other hand is holding that hosing device. So he's like nodding his head towards the machine thing, like, the black button. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? And I yelled back to him, there is no goddamn black button, there is a clear and a red. And then he's like, oh, you can see like how annoyed he is. So he comes down the ladder, we turn off the machine, and before he turns it off, he says like really demonstrative, like, the black button, and then he hit the red one. I'm sorry, I'm cracking up. You know, he's colorblind, and I forgot that he views colors different than me. So he's saying, like, really convincing and annoying, what do you mean there's no black button? This black button, there's only like 2 buttons on this thing. How can you not find the black button? And I'm like, but honey, it's red. And he's like, no, it's not, it's black. And I'm like, no, it's red, really? It's red. Oh my god, that was just so hilarious. But I do forget, honestly, I do forget that he's colorblind. We have talked about this so many times before, because when we are out in the traffic, you know, the intersection light here in Denmark, it's going like red, yellow, green. But in his head, he viewed it as black, orange, and blue. So when my son, he took his driver's license, my hubby was sometimes giving him advice about the clutch, because we had like a manual, we didn't have like automatic car, we had to manual gear shift. So my hubby is like, so when it turns orange, right, you put your foot down on the clutch, so you're ready when it turns blue to just silently, like very slowly get loose, and then we are going. And my son is like, orange, blue, what the fuck are you talking about? But there's just, I also remember that I painted this big painting to his man cave. You know, his last name is Jedi, and it's a Star Wars last name, and it's very rare. So, of course, even though we were not married when my son was, and we're still not married, when my son was going to be baptized, the priest asked what his full name is going to be, and I said Jedi for his last name because it is so freaking cool. But it happens so that my son and my hubby love Star Wars too. I mean, they're just like really Star Wars fans. Not really because of their last name, but because our son kind of grew up with all the Lego Star Wars game and the Mandalorian and the Clone Wars, and there was like a lot of cartoon things going on, developed with the Lego Star Wars, just Star Wars universe in general. So it's just a theme in our house. Let's just say it like that. So the painting that I wanted to paint for his office, and my favorite color is red, right? I made a stormtrooper surrounded with red leaves in a big acrylic painting to go to the wall behind his monitor. And I remember when he saw it, he liked it a lot, you know, because it cannot always be Jedis and Han Solo and Yoda. It's cool with the stormtroopers, right? But I remember his reply was, "Oh, I like it a lot. It's very dark." And just hit me because I translated it into like the stormtroopers being from the Dark Force. That's his metaphor for, you know, the painting came out dark, you know. But actually, I think he was 100% honest, like it was very black. It just cracks me up. Oh man. But I do know that I read somewhere that we are all seeing colors differently. And it was in an article about rainbows that first of all of us are seeing rainbows in front view. You never see a rainbow like from the side. And because we all are looking at in front view, the prism is divided differently for all of us, even if we're just standing like 7 feet away apart from each other. So it is interesting, you know, that we perceive colors individually. That is just awesome. Well, that was a lot of babbling. This is going to be just my goodbye, so have a nice day. Bye bye.